Hello, everybody. It's the interview queen, Alicia Atout here, and it is my absolute pleasure to welcome you all to my interview with Sophie Powers. Hi.
Hi, I'm sitting on my floor right now actually because it's the only place my Wi-Fi works.
You should
Sorry
have
about that.
you should have seen us before, everyone. I swear, I felt so bad. Sophie was like bopping around everywhere. I'm trying to find out where things will work over here, but I think we got it. I think we have the magic now. Fingers crossed. I mean, aside from all
You know what?
the
Maybe it's the floor.
pardon.
It's just the floor. It's just the floor. Maybe like it's just magic.
I hope so.
Magic Wi-Fi.
The magic Wi-Fi floor. Oh, well, aside from running around and this Wi-Fi being a fantastic friend of ours tonight, how are you doing over there? How's your day been?
My day's been pretty good. Other than I drove 2 hours to a hair appointment, which it turns out was on Wednesday and not
Oh,
today. So I drove. Yeah. So that wasn't fun. But other than that, pretty good day. How about you?
it's been going pretty well. Hosted my daily live stream, had a couple interviews, super psyched for this one, so no complaints.
Me too. I'm excited.
Well, one of the things I wanted to bring up is just how so many people have kind of found new hobbies and discoveries during this pandemic from simply being at home more. So, other than all of the music that we'll be getting into in a moment, how has a bit of your downtime spent lately?
It's really funny that you asked me that because I've I'm literally wearing like a Misa sweater right now. I don't know if you watch anime or like Death Note. Um, it's an anime that I've been watching a lot recently, and like I've just been focusing whatever time that I'm not spending on music onto having that play while I'm like drawing.
Oh,
Just
awesome.
like getting my creative brain like flowing. So I've been doing a lot of that. Those are like my two: anime drawing, anime painting. you know, either one of those.
I absolutely
What
love
about
that.
you?
For me, honestly, it's been like quite a bit video games, and then I have been lately into a lot of really horrible reality television. So I just watched like all of the Love is Blind stuff, Too Hot to Handle, 90 Day Fiance. I'm obsessed and it's really bad. Like it's getting too much.
I watched Too Hot to Handle, like the first 3 episodes. I couldn't continue it.
It's hard to watch. I don't blame you. It's like you really want to turn away for 90% of it.
Yeah.
Well, your new single, One Thing, is officially out. It features Kellen Quinn. So, one, I have to bring up the fact that it's an absolute banger. And two, I mean, how psyched were you when you actually were able to lock Kellen down and you knew he was going to be collaborating with you on the song?
I mean, it's pretty crazy knowing that someone like Kellen Quinn, who's literally in Sleeping with Sirens, a band that like me and all my friends have listened to, wanted to like come on this song with me that I wrote. Um, and he did his own thing, honestly. And I think we actually, I mean, I was surprised because he has like such a unique voice. But I think we actually made both of our voices like his uniqueness and like my ness and made a really sick song.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. I'm so blessed.
It's been really fun being able to see what you've kind of done with these first singles, kind of the world's first little look at everything you have to offer, because you have that single, which goes pretty hard. Like it's really fun to listen to. And then you have Lonely Army. And I know in that one, you're really just kind of addressing a lot of the physical and mental effects you've been going through, especially with COVID right now. So I would just love to know the moment that sparked that for you, the realization where you were like, hey, I want to write about this. A lot of us can be lonely, but we can at least be lonely together and embrace that.
Yeah. I think it was more of, so I was in LA when I wrote Lonely Army, and I was living there alone making music, and I was left alone to my thoughts. But I was also literally living alone away from
Right.
all my friends, and like I'd endured so many lockdowns. Yeah, so the day before, probably, I was just, like, sitting in my room because I'm in a studio. Oh, and then I was just talking with my friends, and I was seeing all these chats. I was going on Reddit, I was going on TikTok because I was like, "I'm so lonely right now, like, maybe I wanna write about that." Um, and I saw all of these online conversations on TikTok and comments. People were like, "Bro, I'm so lonely, but I have so many friends, but like none." And it was all of these people, like all these kids just saying how they had so many friends, but they felt like they had no one. So it's like I was like, "Oh my God, we're all feeling this way."
Yeah.
Like we're all feeling like we have so many friends but no one. So I guess I just wanted to talk about we're like one big lonely army.
I love that, and I love how relatable it is at the same time, and one thing that I do admire about you and your lyrics, is that you don't really sugarcoat anything, you're very honest and it shows, so have you always kind of been more of a blunt and forward person and just open when it comes to sharing things with people in general?
Yeah, I think that the more open I can be, the more open even someone listening to that song can be. Like, that's why I've always been so open and honest my whole life. Or, I mean, with my lyrics. My whole life, I think I just am an honest person. Like, I hate sugarcoating things. Never liked the fakeness that you see a lot of in high school and online. Um, but I mean, online is just like a highlight, it's real. So that's always going to be fake. But in person, talking to someone. Um, I think what really inspired my lyrics being straight to the point is that I was starting to see that fakeness or hear that fakeness in songs today. And in lyrics, it was like a lot of this like beautiful, like I don't know how to explain it. Like I wasn't hearing what I wanted to hear. I wasn't hearing like the same Nirvana anthemic chants, that you heard
Right.
in like the 90s and the 2000s, like rock or punk music. So I guess I took that element of their like unapologeticness.
No, I love that you bring up bands that kind of were from that era because it's true. When you're kind of throwing on the radio now, it's a lot of those like bad bitch anthems and a lot of stuff where everything, yes, it's so empowering, don't get me wrong, but there's less about being lonely or being weirdos or not kind of fitting in with the crowd. And I loved a lot of older music for that. So the fact you're kind of beckoning to that and able to put your own stamp on it, I think is pretty awesome.
Thank you.
No, of course.
I really did like that last question or what you just said about like how the music today is empowering also because when I say fakeness that I hear in songs, like obviously I don't mean that like people talking about getting fake nails is horrible. Like I get fake nails. I meant like
Right.
actual like in person.
No,
But
a
anyways,
100%. The thing is that we deal with it so frequently. It's kind of like when you hear it on the radio now, you're like, oh man, this again, It's like you just want something real coming from people because it feels like we haven't had that in a long time. So it's good though. Now you're here and you're giving it to people. So props.
there you go.
Something that we share in common that I came across and I absolutely loved is that we both grew up reading comic books. So I have to ask you, I mean, in your eyes, who was the coolest superhero ever?
Okay. I have been obsessed with Harley Quinn forever, but I really, really, really like Jason Todd
Okay.
and his character development because I just think he's such a like I mean he's like my comfort character, you know what I mean? Like Jason Todd's my comfort character, but Harley Quinn's like I idolize you.
I
And
love that.
that's the thing. I just want to add this on. Like I grew up reading comics of like all of these powerful women like Harley Quinn and Wonder Woman and Catwoman and Supergirl and Black Widow oh, sorry, maybe I didn't read Black Widow. But still, that really influenced like who I am today, I think. And seeing how confident they were in their style and their costumes, that's what makes me like want to put myself in this character if I walk on stage or if I am performing my song. And still me, but it's like, you know?
It's absolutely crazy to hear you say that because for me, it kind of beckons back to reading that stuff as well growing up, seeing all of these super empowering and strong females. And of course, now you see me, this is 100% me, but I also work in the world of wrestling where I kind of have to crank my character up to 11. So for that, I kind of have been trying to channel a lot of the people you just mentioned because they were my idols growing up, along with like, the Hayley Williams and whatnot. But it's just fascinating hearing you say that because that's exactly my mindset when I go into certain aspects of my life and my work.
No way. Isn't it crazy
It's
how
amazing
much like
how like
that's
a
in?
fictional character can inspire you.
Yeah, literally.
Well, the last thing I wanted to ask you about today is the fact that your first concert ever was seeing Bruce Springsteen when you were 9, which is absolutely dope. But I know that your parents actually took you to that. And I always kind of feel like our first real concerts are the ones that we choose to go to. So for you, what would you kind of say is the first gig you were absolutely hyped about?
Honestly, um, Selena Gomez,
Okay.
her "Come and Get It" tour. I was like I was like 11, and I had I was like 11, maybe younger. Anyways, I had Come and Get It playing off of my iPod Nano like every 5 seconds. She was like, so I thought she was so cool.
Right.
I thought that if I danced at that concert, people would want to come and get it, like for me, like dancing. I don't even know. Like I thought that like a guy would see me, or like I would
Really?
look good. Like yeah, like I know the song.
That's so
Yeah, like
funny.
I just thought it was cool for like knowing it, you know?
Yeah.
I don't even know, but it was a pretty funny situation also because my dad thought he got the best deal, and the seats, I'm not even kidding, were like the furthest back in the stadium possible.
Oh.
I couldn't even see Selena. I had to go on my dad's shoulders,
Oh.
but it was fine. I had so much fun because I loved her so much.
Yeah, the beauty is you have the memories, you have a really funny story to share now. So hey, it's all part of the experience, right?
Exactly.
Well, I
Like
really do.
honestly.
Oh, 100%. Well, I really want to say, Sophie, thank you so, so much for taking the time for hopping on here. It has been an absolute delight getting to just know you a little bit better and know more about everything going on behind the music. So thank you very much.
Yeah, you're a great interviewer, by the way. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, that means so much. Thank you. Everyone, this has been the absolutely incredible Sophie Powers. Be sure to check out aliciatoot.com for more exclusive interviews and features, and we'll see you all next time. Bye, everyone.